Welcome to Flipped Classroom. Today's lesson will discuss selecting topics for the research paper. The assignment is for you to write a 1,500 word to 1,750 word argument essay that uses research-based evidence. The paper will include a works cited page. The works cited page should show that you've used at least 6 resources. From the 6 resources, it can be any combination, but at least one must be a book. The book can be an e-book or a specialized encyclopedia, not a general encyclopedia such as World Book or Britannica. You should use a minimum of 4 database articles and a maximum of 2 college-level web pages. For example, Wikipedia would not be a college-level web page. It is okay to use no web pages. There is nothing wrong with credible web pages. The goal of this assignment is to learn to use other types of resources. When deciding a topic, make sure you know the difference between an argument topic and an expository topic, because both can be very similar. Your research paper needs to have an argument thesis. In other words, the topic must be debatable, at least 2 sides to the issue. An expository thesis would be a topic that explains an issue. So let's look at the topic of homelessness. If your essay was an expository essay on homelessness, you would be explaining homelessness. In other words, maybe your thesis would be, homelessness is a growing problem in the United States because more people are finding themselves without a permanent residence. That would be explaining homelessness. That is not the goal of this paper. You would need to have an argumentative thesis. For example, homelessness is primarily a product of alcoholism and drug abuse, so the best way to combat this is through rehabilitation programs. That is a debatable topic because some people would say homelessness is not a product of alcoholism or drug abuse. And some people would say rehabilitation is not the way to address homelessness. So make sure when you pick a topic that you use it in its debatable form. Let's take another example like gun ownership. An expository thesis would say the Second Amendment protects Americans' right to bear arms. In other words, you're explaining gun ownership. That is not the goal of this essay. You'd have to use an argumentative thesis. For example, handguns should be banned. That is debatable because some people would say handguns should be legal. So make sure whatever topic you pick that you create it into an argument thesis. Where do you find good topics? When the class goes to their orientation at the ARC library, you will receive handouts and advice on finding a topic. There's also a link on D2L with a list of topics. Another good source is the news, whether it's internet, TV, newspaper, or magazine. Look to see what issues are controversial at the moment. Also, talking to friends and family. Many great ideas come from other classes that you're taking. Just watch out for plagiarism. If you are turning in the same paper for English 300 that you've already turned in for another class, make sure you have permission from both your English professor and the professor that you've already turned in the paper for. Some professors will not allow you to turn in a paper for 2 different classes. Also, make sure you do not pick a topic that you've used in your previous English class. Here's a list of sample topics you will find in the library and on other handouts. Just to name a few: legalizing marijuana, registering for the Selective Service, and evolution versus creationism. There are numerous topics out there for you to choose from, but make sure you pick a topic that you love. You will have better success when you're writing from your heart, when you're writing about an issue that you truly care about. When you come to the library for orientation, make sure you have 3 topics in mind, just in case you find out that your first choice, there is not enough research available or easily accessible for your topic. So have your top 3 choices available when you come to the library orientation. Okay, now it's time to get started on selecting a topic. Good luck, and thank you for joining me today in Flipped Classroom.